no.
Don't you understand? I said stop.
I'm gonna give you until the count of 3.
1, 2, wait, don't make me come in now.
If you can say something nice.
Don't say anything at all.
Okay, earlier in the show, we got a good laugh when we asked a handful of women to share one of their momisms, a phrase they hate to say, but they find themselves saying anyway. The real punchline, though, as you saw, came when we asked the kids to give us their interpretation of that same momism. You might say most women have that mom speak down to a science. After all, it takes talent, right, to lay the law down like that and really mean what you say. In fact, our next guest will tell you mothering is, in fact, an art. Studio 5 Motherhood Matters contributor Connie Sokol is here to explain a concept she calls the art of being mom. Where did the idea for this come from, the art of being mom?
Because it is a skill set, you know, to be able to manage and choreograph all of these things coming at you. Yes, you can. No, you can't. No, did you get your homework done first? Is your room clean? Okay, then you can go out.
Connie, you did all that without even blinking. Yeah. We're breathing. You have it down.
What you do, and you usually are doing something with your foot at the same time. You know, so it is a skill, and there is an art to being a mom that you learn over the years.
You've broken it down into really 3 lessons that moms can not only benefit from knowing, but from perfecting in a sense. And the first one is the art of saying no.
Well, and there's some things to this, because research shows that when you actually say the word no, you create a negative physiological response in the other person. And so trying to avoid that knee-jerk no, you cannot, is really a great thing. So there's a couple of things you can do that I religiously follow all the time.
Of course you do.
Of course. But the first thing is to do a rating scale with your kids. Try, first of all, sit them down, have a teaching moment, involve some popcorn, and say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is what you can ask me. Urgent is 8, 9, 10. Important is 5 to 7. Sometime soon this week is like 1 to 5, 1 to 6. So before you ask me something, you got to ask in your mind, guys, is this urgent? Because I'm in the middle of something and you can't just blah, 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 because I will not hear you. I cannot hear you. So if you can teach them to self-evaluate, great. But the second skill is they probably won't do that. So you will need to help them self-evaluate. And you can say to them, the first thing you can do is say, is it an 8, 9, or 10? And then they can go, no. But most of the time it will be a yes. I can't find my little pony action figure, and it's a 10.
And
maybe an 11 plus.
That is a 10 at least.
That's for sure. So then you have to go with more of some phrases like, love to help, be with you in 5 minutes. Give them a specific, give them a positive validation, and then give them a specific. Don't just say, just a minute, just a second. Kids hate that. And then you hate it because they keep bothering you for the next 5 minutes.
So what age does this 1 to 10 scale work with? When can you start introducing that?
At a very young, if they can understand, they can do, it says that if they can read, they can do laundry. So the same kind of thing. When they're 5 or 6, you can help them understand. This is important. These kinds of things are important. Someone comes to the door, blood, injuries, there's something boiling over in the stove, a plugged toilet. These things are 10s, 9s and 10s. You can't find your toy. I know it's so important to you. But for me, in the middle of something right then, you're going to have to hold on to it. That's a 5 to 7, and I'll be with you in 5 minutes.
What about, let's take this art of saying no to woman, to other moms. That can be hard to say no to another adult, too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And especially to women, because we want to be pleasing, and probably the woman that's asking you has done like 3 favors for you already, and so you feel so guilty.
Or 5.
Exactly. You're like, oh, but I really want to. And I think the most important thing is to be able to say to yourself, go back to your core values and go back to what is right for you and your family, because sometimes we do things out of feeling obligated to help, and that is not a win-win for anybody. There is a great experience in this book by Nanette Gartrell. I think it's called The Answer is No, If That's Okay With You, which I love because that's so us as women. But she talks about this working woman, I'll call her Jane, but she was approached by a congresswoman who was going back for re-election, wanted her to help on her campaign, and wanted the skill set that this Jane had. And Jane said, well, I don't know, I got a young son now, and I don't think that would be, and she was very persuasive, this congresswoman. You're wonderful, you're great. It'll be wonderful for him. He'll meet new people, he'll go to new cities, it'll be wonderful. And this woman kind of stepped back and said, no, it won't be. A young child doesn't like to be uprooted all the time and have overstimulation. And this woman kept being very persuasive, and finally this woman had an epiphany. She said, I realized she had an agenda, I had an agenda. Her agenda did not include my son. My agenda did, and I needed to go with that agenda. And so she did, and she declined and was happier all the way around. So say no when you know it's the right thing to do.
Talk to me about the art of asking. It's kind of the other side of this conversation. When you,
which is even worse.
Yes, when you need something, but you're terrified sometimes to be vulnerable enough to ask.
Yes, and I try to do a thing what I call kindly candid, because it is. But what we've done as women is we've personalized it. If they say no to me, then it's me they're rejecting. projecting. And this is what guys learn, used to learn at a very young age when they started asking girls out. You know, they have a list of 6 girls and they just have to make it impersonal. So we just have to put the problem on the chair. It's just a problem. We have a problem, it just needs a solution. So just put it on the chair. Okay, I need baking soda. I ran out, I need to make these cookies. And call a friend. Hey, do you happen to have baking soda? I'll trade you half a dozen cookies. And then there you go. Instead of making it this scary thing that's very highly personal.
What about for a bigger case scenario, not just the borrowing baking soda, but really when you're putting yourself out there as a woman and you're nervous to ask for what you want, or even more importantly, what you need?
Absolutely. And what I've had to learn to do over the years, I had a hard time, you would not believe, a hard time voicing my opinion, of voicing what I needed or wanted for me.
But
it was for my kids.
Me because you're very good at it.
Oh, you're sweet.
In a kind way.
Well, I've had to try because, and I started with my kids and with other, that, you know, was out there. But over the years, I've had to realize I can ask for the ideal. I can ask what is best, and then if that doesn't work, then we can come up with the better solution. And that's what I encourage women to do. Ask for the ideal. Years ago, a local studio asked me to do my own show 5 days a week. And I knew I couldn't do that, but my knee-jerk reaction was say no. But then I said, maybe we can compromise. And I said, I can do 1 day a week. And if we can do it like this and this, then I can do it. Are you interested? And they said, yeah. And so ask for the ideal. It's amazing how often I get it. And even when I don't get it, generally a better solution will present itself. So ask for the ideal. Even like that sweet Lauren Oviatt came out and I was like, my scarf is looking hideous. And I just said, oh, your scarf is gorgeous. Can you help me with my scarf? Ask for the ideal. And she fixed it and now it's beautiful.
I love it. 30 seconds or less, and I'm sorry to rush you on this because it feels like the most important one, at least to me, but the art of being present. Quick words on that.
Super fast. Look in people's eyeballs, especially your children. You will feel so filled up when you just look in someone's eyes. I'm going to feel filled up because I love you. And I just feel that feeling of when you see them, you feel them and they need to be seen. We need to see them and they need to be seen. The second thing is follow that up with a compliment. That feeling of, I love you. You're so great. You always make me happy. I was out with on a date night with my son, and we were sitting there and I just looked at him and I said, I just love being with you. He was hilarious. We had this great conversation and we laughed about times where it wasn't always so great going on date nights, but it was wonderful. And to share that, get that out, and they know I was here. You saw me and you feel present. The last one is to add a feeling. The 5 sense check. You see, you taste, you smell, just for 30 seconds. Feel those, see those things and do those tastes and that senses, and then add the feeling, and then identify it if you can. My daughter came down the other day. She'd been helping her sister, and then she came down and just looked at me with this joyful expression. She said, Mom, I feel fluffy inside. It was so tender. It was so, and I knew exactly what she meant. And so that's become our buzzword now, is I feel fluffy inside.
Fluffy.
And I can identify it and say the reason you feel it, it's a good feeling because you were doing good. And so now she knows, oh, when I do good, I will feel fluffy inside.
I love it. Connie, thank you so much. All right, when we come back, Connie's been working on an exciting project that we can't wait to share with you. Details on that when we return. We are back with Connie Sokol, who just gave us a good lesson on the art of being mom. But we wanted to take a minute and congratulate you, Connie, on your latest book. This is called Simplify and Savor the Season, and it's something that I think women are really going to appreciate and utilize for this upcoming holiday, these upcoming holiday months. Why did you decide to write it?
You know, it's so funny because a few years ago, I'd been asked to speak at some women's conferences on surviving the holidays. And so I thought, well, I'm going to share some things I've learned because my goal is to help women love the holidays again, because during a certain period of time with my children, it got so hard, I really didn't enjoy them as much as I wanted to anymore. And I found that women, I thought that I was the only one that was really not getting it, how to do this, and found that other women said, wow, these things are really helpful. So I thought, you know, at some point I'm going to do it, and this year it worked out.
It's not just the book, but you've made it really a resource for women. There's a companion planner that goes along with it.
That's what I wanted. The first half of the book is to simplify. Very simple way to organize the holidays, and then the second half is to savor. It's funny little humorous columns, so you can, once you're done planning, you put your feet up, get a cup of cocoa, and relax, say, I can do this. And then the companion planner is a little tote-along booklet. So once you put your plan in the booklet, you stick it in your purse, and then it's there when you need it. Instead of like me, 52,000 sticky notes, and I'm like, where's that? What was I supposed to get? You know, Aunt Susie. And so it's so great. It's all in one place, and it's all together.
We're seeing the brainstorm page. That's really helpful. There's also a menu planning system, right?
Menu planning, there's detailing pages, there's gift planning pages. So you've got it all, and it's all in that booklet. So the main pages are in the booklet. So you can read the book, figure out how to do it, and involve your family, and that's the huge thing. It ends up being a mom production instead of a family experience, and so I wanted to teach some ways on create a feeling focus and how to effectively involve the family so that it's this joyful experience instead of mom saying wrap this, stamp that. It's this choreography.
Well, you're right. At the end of every holiday, I think so many women would say, so many moms, that I missed it. Yes. I wasn't there to enjoy the most wonderful time of the year.
Exactly, and that's where the savor part comes in, because once you've organized, you've got the family buy-in, then everybody is helping living with it, and you learn to pull back on expectations too and let down, which is what we women need to do.
Where can we get our hands on this book? Today's the day, right? Today's the release day.
The one day only, and it is 99 cents today, and partial proceeds go to Utah Food Bank. And if you order today, you can get the free, the booklet free, so a PDF booklet free, and 4 free companion podcasts. So you are getting gift after gift. It's so fun. So if you go to Amazon or our website, you can order the book and then email us at ConnieSokol.com for your free companion booklet and the free podcast, and we'll get you set for the holidays.
Purchase on Amazon, go to your website, send a quick email. You'll get all of those bonus materials.
Perfect.
And you are set.
Yes, I can't wait.
Congratulations.
Thank
You've worked a long time on this.
Well, not a long time, but I worked hard and had to choreograph nap time, so I can tell you it is blood, sweat, and tears, and with good women helping. But this, my whole hope and excitement is that women will do it and they'll feel happy and they'll love the holidays and they'll say, wow, I was here, I didn't miss it.
Thanks for helping us do that.
Thanks.
We're excited to celebrate that. Simplify and savor the season is what you're looking for on Amazon, and we'll have details and a link to Connie's website on our studio5.ksl.com. And coming